Hello, welcome or welcome back. This is going to be another one of those supplemental readings. We'll see what comes out this time. Daily Dharma is already loading for the day. Oh, I see that. I cannot see the fireplace on camera. If you want to come on in, take some deep breaths, align yourself with a nice fire. So as I was pre-shuffling, a few things popped out. On one of the decks that I did not use earlier, the Neptune vision card popped off and flew out. So I'm going to go ahead and let that preside over our reading here. And then in the archetype, Wild Unknown Archetype deck, I believe it's called, it'll be in the description box. We have number 30, the one that popped out. So that one coming out with number 59, the medallion. It was as if to say that you're the one who's getting the gold coin. You're the one reaching for the carrot at the end of the stick. But because of your striving, then you are the one that is receiving the sacred knowledge that's necessary to heal the world. So we've got this, is that a three-headed snake? I don't believe I'm familiar with the three-headed snake unless it's part of the Ouroboros story, or the snake climbing up the caduceus, the medical symbol that many are familiar with. Hermes or Mercury has that staff with the serpents entwined, representing the Kundalini. Here it's almost, there's something else. There's an egg, an embryo, something that you're protecting potentially. A vision. Okay, it's a vision you're holding to maybe you're the healer, or there's healing work that you're able to do. And this can be on any mundane level. You can go and work with some individuals that need assistance one-on-one doing errands, and it seems very mundane, but by assisting individuals in the exchanges of energy that's able to happen, you also wear the hat of healer in this situation. There's something that a vision is coming into being, into form, that you've perhaps been reaching for some time. This very idealistic goal here, but you are the one that's here to obtain this. So I would say don't stop reaching for that. What's under healer? It's some kind of enterprise. The judge. Okay. The judge and the healer. So don't judge how profound or non-profound what you're called to do seems, or the steps that go into it, or any side steps. Like, for instance, if you are being an entrepreneur or someone who works in or aspires to work with energies that are less mainstream, that came up in the last reading about yesterday's Daily Dharma and today's, about not being fooled by the appearance, that there's much more dynamic energy exchanging and at work under the surface of what's being shown to us. Yeah, so we have healing and the healer. The situation is being healed from many side steps. And that's what I started to say, is that even along the path to something more profound, it may seem to you that you have to take a couple steps back periodically. When you want to be charging forward, there's this periodic need to, I'm seeing Mercury as a planet. It has 3 or more retrogrades a year, where we want to be forward in our thinking, in our perspectives, in our beliefs, in our communication, and marketing, and all of these things. But we also have to understand the ebbs and flows of the moon and of the winds of change, how the collective is moved and swayed by various things in their own life, on the cosmic stage, and also every other thing that they're dealing with in their life, in our life. All of these things go in. And so there's this healing of self through the pursuit of this. So something is moving. The judgments, the acceptance, and moving through your own self judgments allows you to also attract less individuals that are going to harshly judge you, or when you do attract individuals that question your voice, your power, or whatever they're questioning, your right to sit at the big table, you're able to not make a story out of that, but know the depths of who you are and to hold true to your vision. Conception, sacral chakra. So we're co-creating something into our life, something that helps other individuals to be able to self-develop and to believe in themselves, to encounter their own psychic, spiritual waters and spiritual gifts, miracles under the deck. I did forget that one was down there before, and I'm splitting it to Merkaba and Gaia. So the energy field of the world, the earth itself, is shifting and changing, creating more receptivity and resonance amongst those individuals that previously would have said, well, I've never heard that type of theory before. You're weird. You believe in some alternative viewpoints or alternative healing modalities. I can't see, touch, or smell, for instance, Reiki. And so, that's some woo-woo stuff. But then the vision can be activated by contact and immersion with individuals that do believe in that. And so instead of being surrounded by individuals who don't support, by seeking either online communities, books, resources, any type of other knowledge, you are perhaps, or they are perhaps, able to come across something that starts to weave it all together. For instance, for me, I was attuned to the mastery level of Reiki, and I still couldn't quite grasp it. I couldn't have faith and belief in my potential ability to be the conduit of these healing energies. I didn't understand how to reach up to the one source, the unity concept, and to draw that down through me and into another individual. And through me is a misnomer there. It doesn't need to go necessarily through us. We are the conduit, but not the source. But we are the one that's chosen to wield this power at the same time. But it isn't, it's an alignment of our power nested amongst the higher power. So it's our persona nested amongst the greater whole. And so the consciousness of all is in a process of upgrading here. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we're infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. In Merkaba is about the growing energy field, both around ourselves, others, and the world. So we're all little molecules, that each molecule has its energy field and its frequency, which is, again, to just break it down, it's the energetic wavelength that is the definition of each molecule. Each particle has some type of vibrational resonance that creates an energetic field of influence. And when we put parts together, we create something bigger. And when we add something to water, it does dissipate, but in time, if we keep adding those little drops to a cup of water, it's eventually going to become saturated. Or when drops of knowledge are added to the bucket of the collective, in time, more and more individuals are able to perceive of that, because the critical mass of the individuals and the energy of that thing becomes more invested in, more seen, more developed, and more recognizable to the masses. So a growing energy field is coming into being, and this also talks about our ability to expand our own bubble of awareness, and in so doing, being able to have the sight and the mystical vision necessary to in to be the conduit of the one, to be the channel. I didn't complete my earlier story, so I couldn't quite grasp the Reiki energy until I learned something crucial about quantum mechanics right at the 11:11. So, quantum, I'm not a physicist, right? But these things were the scientific evidence that told me it was okay to believe in the unseen, because if quantum is scientific, then they can actually create a measurement that shows me that I'm creating an impact. And through quantum, we have defined telepathy, spooky interactions and influences between particles at a distance. What's been entangled is always connected. Um, and so, what is ours, the carrot at the end of the stick, it's not going anywhere. So, there's something else there, but there's this miraculous breakthrough here where we're recognizing that we are in concert with, I'm hearing, this orchestration, this symphony, where we're the conductor, the conductive element, conducive to growth, or, like the conduit of spirit, the channel. There's all of these things coming up where there's a symbol being shown that we are the director, we are the sculptor of infinite potentialities. And this is the miracle breakthrough, I would suspect. So I wanted to leave some of these a little bit shorter. Let's get one Tao Te Ching. So it's being in the one. I want to read the one, but every time I read it, it seems like it's not saying what I need it to say. Connection with the infinite oneness, it comes and it goes. It's in these small snippets and snapshots and eureka breakthroughs where we see it and then we don't. I had these profound experiences when I got that connectivity between Reiki and quantum, and then life became acclimated at that level. And so then there becomes this new plateau, this new threshold of a new normal. And then all of these profound experiences that don't surpass that seem a little bit less in comparison, but they're no less profound, so to speak, to then someone who hasn't encountered these. And so sharing these experiences, sometimes the most simple of experiences or realizations, can be the most profound. Number 44. This number came up 3 times earlier, and we also have the 32 and 33. 33 being also a master number. And because of the Roman numerals, this number 30 is 3 tens, 3 X's, 3 X's, 3 strikes. It's a good thing in bowling. Turkey, right? Isn't that what it's called? I digress. Fame or integrity, which is more important? Money or happiness, which is more valuable? Success or failure, which is more destructive? If you look to others for fulfillment, you will never truly be fulfilled. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Yeah, and that whole threshold, that new normal, it's like when you get a raise, the money almost seems to spend itself because of the the idea that there's going to be, oh, let's say, and this is not going to be real math, people, you get a couple $1,000s a year boost in your salary, and it might come down to like 30 to 50 cents an hour. And how much of that goes to taxes? Do you really make anything more in that money? Not in the short term. And so it's like, what's the big difference of this versus that? Not to say that we shouldn't take the raise or the promotion. It's recognizing how far we've come and that there's these incremental changes. And if we want more than that 30 to 50 cents an hour raise, then perhaps where we really need to invest our time, efforts, and energy is back into the self, into our healing, into our vision, whatever we can conceive of conception here with the sacral chakra. We're being asked to give birth to our own specific individual miracle. We're here to heal something very vital in ourselves that becomes our gift to the world. So this Chiron, the embryo, okay, giving birth, yeah, we're protecting the integrity of the vision. The vision is our mind child, like that Athena. And then, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. Under the judge, we have the womb. And then under that, the bridge between spirit and matter. Yes, being the divine conduit between spirit and matter. We're being asked and called and inspired and shown back to our power and to our potential, to our beauty and to our love, and to our capacity to initiate change. And here we find ourselves, and the seed is within and it's mirrored without. We're striving and continuing to move in the divine ways here. And we've conceived of a great vision. And if we have faith that this is all in alignment with the highest good and with the divine timing, it is coming to fruition now. So trust that. Spirit is aligned with us. This had fallen off the deck. Medicine wheel here. So yes, your root, the root energy is rising up inside of you. So trust what arises, for better, for worse. You're on the right track. Take care.